Hey.
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 24.
What's up?
26.
Hey.
I'm Ken.
Debbie.
And this is Go Fuck Yourself.
My vibration is just fine.
Fucking fine.
Is it?
Is it really though?
I think all of our vibrations are a little out of whack lately.
If I hear the train go through town where I live, but if it were like running next to your house and then like the table starts shaking because of the vibration and then things shake off of it, that's kind of about the vibration I'm feeling right now.
Yeah. What you want to talk about? Oh, I know.
Oh, you did that to me. And that was because I usually do that to you.
I know. But so we was talking about this the other day. The term light pollution came up.
Yep.
And you're like, oh yeah, we're not just twat waffles that like bitch about people doing stupid shit. And I'm like, right. So light pollution, and this is what we mean by love and light, right?
Yep.
The excessive, misdirected, or inappropriate use of artificial, and then artificial made or produced by human beings, a person or their behavior, insincere or affected. So it alters natural light, dark patterns. It alters natural light, dark patterns. Obscuring the night sky, wasting energy, harming wildlife ecosystems and human health by disrupting sleep and circadian rhythms. So artificial, synthetic, fake, feigned, insincere. This is the problem with love and light.
Thanks for joining us. Have a great week.
Right. Because most of it is insincere. Insincere. Jeez, learn how to talk. It's been 45 years.
I'm the one with less of a tongue. First of all, we hope you're doing okay. Can we dissect that line by line?
Yes.
Because I think it applies to so many things, and I had a couple of things that you said. I had like things come up over the past little while that would apply. So we're gonna break it down line by line. Break it down.
So the excessive, misdirected, or inappropriate use of artificial light. And artificial is synthetic, fake, feigned, insincere.
I would like to start with the idea that I don't.
Jesus Christ.
I'm going to do it again with the chair. I'm just going to I should tie my feet to the floor. I don't think we're being insincere. What, you know what I mean? Like, I think we get in the middle of something and no, but when it comes time to put like boots to the ground, or when it comes time to actually act upon what we say, we don't, or that's not don't. That's when we really find out how sincere we are about things, like how sincere we are about equality, how sincere we are about equity, how sincere we are about how how sincere my belief is that that there are basic rights, how sincere it when it comes to everyone can have their own opinion, right? And then how sincere we are when it comes to someone really needing help, because we say, hey, if you need anything, call me. And like, I'll say that to people and in my head go, yes, please, if you need something, do call me. And then I think, but I don't know that I have time in my schedule, and not that I wouldn't drop things or rearrange things. But really, do I mean that for everybody, right? Like, I would mean that for you and your family, and I would mean that for most people I say it to, but I think sometimes it just becomes, when does our just automatic regurgitation of things become this? When does it become light pollution? And maybe light in terms of even how we interact with each other in ways that are just very surface and very like, everything's great. But I'm sure if something happened, you'd let me know. But everything's great though, right? Like,
yeah.
Maybe.
Well, and then if you've ever been on like the other end of it where you did go and help somebody and then that person keeps coming back and back and back, and their stories like just repeat, but it's in a different context or scenario.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's always
they can't change their story.
Well, and they're always the victim. It's always, you know what I mean? So, and then eventually, like, you have to be like, okay, I'm done.
Yep. Yeah.
I can't help you no more, you know?
Yep.
And then you're the bad guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was the next sentence?
Which alters, so artificial, a person or their behavior insincere or affected. Outdoor lighting, which alters natural light and dark patterns.
I like that sentence.
Because it implies that there's supposed to be natural light and dark patterns. Not just all light.
Does that change how you see that card now? Or does it change? Not change, but does it? Well, I guess, does it affect how you interpreted that? Can I show everyone?
Yeah.
So I went over to the bookshelf while I was getting a piece of gum. Went and I saw this oracle deck on the shelf, and it's this one. And because, we believe in these things, this is the card. And it's transformation. It's a black Pegasus. With fire. And you said fire meant what? What did you say?
Because I think it said eliminate. So like, no, that wasn't the word. Hold on.
What was the?
Yeah. It was a word. It was a word.
I mean, I grunt, but yeah, that wasn't in the book. It's great that you can read that close. Oh.
Well, it said it indicates that you will receive a powerful ritual. Greater power and love will flow to you over the next 5 days. Look out for relevant signs. And what did I say? It consumes. I like power. It consumes. It eliminates. It burns everything down.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah.
yeah.
You said, yeah, because you said because it's fire, it's about, it's like destruction.
Yeah.
And I was like, and also,
that's the word I use, destruction.
Yeah, destruction. And I said also, like, with fire can also provide light and illumination. And if this card were just, if the black Pegasus were not in the card and it was just all fire and it was just all light, you wouldn't see the shapes, right? Like, that's why in art you have beautiful depth created between levels of light and dark in these things. And the natural well, even we're using these lights.
They can see the glare.
Yeah. Might be part of, yeah, anyway, which is why we don't have ring lights. But these lights are artificial to give us a little bit more brightness here. And that's okay because it's what we're doing. But when we're doing things like with the artificial light concept, taking away, yeah, because it does, it kind of takes away the dark. It takes away what you can see of the night sky in the dark. It takes away those type of things. And we're both a little fluxy today.
Because of the state of the world
things.
we're in right now.
So I think sometimes this like artificial light, like the nature of our times right now is kind of getting light pollution. In terms of I have friends in I have a friend in Minneapolis who basically said things are not, anyone who's not there, like what we're seeing is just a weird taste of what is actually happening.
Right.
And so that to me is light pollution in terms of, oh, we're gonna shine a whole bunch of light, metaphorically, onto this. So it's a what do they call it? When you're when they fuck with the media, with when they talk about like the fake news and lies, and like they try there's a term, anyway, make it look better, make it like we're trying to always turn we're trying to present it in a way that favors whatever our position is.
Right. Like blown smoke, sunshine and rainbows, like, oh no, it's not as bad as you think it is. Look, it's this, it's that. And here's the justification for that. But then when you talk to people that are actually there, or people that are actually living it, it's a totally different thing. So misperception, illusions of, and it's so much chaos right now with everything, and not like that especially, but then just everything else going on, like, I don't know, the people can't afford to live, and then you got to worry about whether you're going to be shot in the street by your own government, or
do you make, because I thought about this a minute ago, now you're going to step down make more money, but now you're the one who makes the most money and you'll be the first one to be cut if they need to make cuts.
Oh, yeah.
So that happened to me, because that literally happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
The only time I've ever been fired from a job, and clearly it still affects me.
You said that on the last one too, so it
does.
That's yeah.
And yeah. So, even so, I told you this week, like probably 3 nights I was up until probably 1, but 1 or 2, and I'm scrolling and I'm watching because I'm trying to take in. I'm trying to not just distance myself from it.
Mm.
Um,
But you can't just be open to it all the time either.
Well,
like that'll drive you insane.
Yeah. So the funny thing about that is that when this, oh, my puppy, he's so cute, but you can't really see. I started scrolling, and then it was TikTok first, because it was like, did you know the new TikTok rhythm or algorithm, the new TikTok whatever, and then like everything was like happy, and I'm just, and that even annoyed me more. It increased my annoyance, because it was like, are you trying to balance this out? Because if your fucking algorithm is working, you know I'm not watching these videos.
Right.
You know I'm scrolling past them.
Right.
So are you trying to manage me?
Yes.
Are you trying to?
So there's these guys, and I follow them, and they just so happen to be from Utah, and one's like Scott D. Henry. I don't know if you've ever seen his stuff before, and this other one, I think his name is Logan. He's like short, brown hair, big, thick beard.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're doing a comedy show.
I should, if he's not.
And there's 3 or 4 guys.
Yeah.
And so he starts talking about, so he goes to like the one guy, I think he's in the oil field or something. So South Dakota, North Dakota, they have this store called Menards.
Mm-hmm.
And so he plays off of that, you know. So he was sitting there doing a video talking about Menards, but he was holding up signs. He's like, nobody's seeing anything from our comedy show. If you missed our last one and want to go to, we're at the Depot in Salt Lake at this. And he kept talking about Menards the whole time, but he's like, because it's messed up. Nobody, and they have a lot of followers, especially between all of them, right? So they're all posting this stuff. And their first show sold out, and this show is like barely getting any, like they're not getting any, like nothing. And when they go in and look at their stuff, they're like, oh, so not even half the people are even seeing this because there's not that many views. So yeah, it is all how you program or what they want, because it's not like, if I watch one video on something, I don't like it, I don't comment on it, I just watched it because it caught my curiosity. That's all I get. That's all you get. All I get. I don't even see the people that I follow and their stuff and their original content, because you're only gonna watch, you're gonna get this.
Just a quick pause. You know, in like all of the Renaissance paintings, whenever you have like Jesus or Mary or whatever, and they have like this, they'll to signify kind of, I think, if I remember correctly, the holiness of them. There's like usually like this like circle behind their head of white, right? Well, if you look, mine's a circle of dark. It's the drum.
Nice. I love it.
So me and this dark horse.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, like, we're against the love and light stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because it's fake and it's false. And you're blowing smoke and sunshine and rainbows, and you're bypassing, you don't want to look at the harsh reality of things, right? I told you I watched that Netflix documentary, and one lady on there was like, oh, I just feel so naive because I didn't even know an adult could be or mistreat a child. Do you not live in the world? Like, you got your head stuck so far up your fucking ass? That is the stupidest shit you could have ever fucking said.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Yes.
And I sound like I'm the mean one or whatever, but I'm not. But
because she lives in Utah.
it's not just Utah though.
No, but
but yes.
It's not, she's not like out in the middle of nowhere with no TV.
Right.
Right. Like she didn't grow up by herself.
Right.
Like, raised by wolves.
Right. So how do you
Yeah.
not fucking know that?
How do you not know
I
this
call
child
bullshit.
is? I do
It's
too.
to assuage her guilt on not stepping in and doing anything.
Yeah. Yes.
And I guess that's what the point is. Like, I can talk shit and I could be like, this is stupid and I fucking hate this and this has got to fucking go and I'm fucking tired of this shit. But I cannot look away or ignore when somebody is getting hurt, when somebody is getting bullied.
Yep.
Like, I watched a show the other night. It's so funny. The damn so Quigley Down Under with Burt Reynolds.
Yeah.
Oh, no, the other guy, Tom Selleck.
Yep. Yes.
I always get them mixed up, even though they're decades apart. Anyway, that's so I love the lady in it because she's like batshit crazy on purpose, right?
Yep.
But the Aborigines, like when they were having them, these people forced them to dive off a cliff and die, and then she finds it, and that just, I can't look away from that and not feel anything. Like, it's easy if you're watching something on a screen, right? You can so distance yourself and you're like, and then you can make up justifications for it in your own head. And, oh, it wasn't that bad. And it was her fault. And it was his fault. And it was this fault.
Yep.
But you can't tell me that if you were there in real life and you seen somebody being beaten or mistreated or bullied or made fun of, and you just stood there, like, how do you do that? So I'm against all the love and light, but I cannot. It affects me very deeply to see people get hurt or mistreated or bullied or whatever. And I don't care what it is for, like, I've seen people make fun of special needs. My brother is 41 now, and there were kids, something that a person in power, you know what I mean? Like, how is that okay? How is that okay that you can just make up whatever excuses in your head to justify that action? Nothing justifies that action. Nothing justifies somebody getting beaten or pounded in the face or ran off or cyberbullied or whatever because of what they do in life. Like, I cannot believe after all these stories in history and all these centuries and all this shit, nothing has fucking changed. We're still doing the same shit. We're still repeating the same patterns. We're still not moving in the right direction. And maybe, see, but then again, well, that's just your opinion. That's your opinion. It's the right direction. You know what I mean? So this is the chaos. And I think everybody's feeling it to some level. Yeah. But if you're the type of person that can just sit there and watch somebody be murdered or beaten or even made fun of and just sit there and not feel anything, you're the problem.
Yes. I wholeheartedly agree with all of that. I am kind of in my head right now looking at like the structure, right? And this structure of hierarchy. Mm-hmm. And because some people heavily have bought into this so heavily that they cannot bear to be at the bottom.
Right. Like, oh, if I did, it's like in a cult, right? Like in a cult or an organized religion, you've been told to believe these things. And then you just continue on because if you get out of the religion or try to leave the cult, then everything you have ever known or gave up or pushed out of your life because of this makes you the ass. You're the liar. You did all that for. But so this is like, I love cult shows and stuff. I don't love them. I don't love what happens.
No.
But the psychology in it,
Yeah.
right? Because I can
Yes.
never understand, like, how can you be so programmed that you can't see outside of anything? Like,
Yep.
it utterly blows my mind.
Yep.
And it's just because I guess I've never been on the side of that. Like, I was not going along with rules or whatever when I was 10, 12, 13. I mean, basically my whole fucking life, right?
Yeah.
I always went against the grain and no, this isn't right. No, I'm not going to do this.
Yep.
You know, like
Yep.
when I was a teenager, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me.
Yep.
By Rage Against the Machine. That was my favorite song. I'd sing it at people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't, I guess that's short end on my part, but not, because I don't ever want to know what it's like to be that. But I do not understand how you become so wrapped up that you can't question it. I'm always questioning myself. Always. Like, even if it's a fight with my kid or my husband, or I don't agree with something that some family members doing, like, God, is it me? Is it? And I will ask, like, shit, here's the situation. Is it me? Am I the problem?
Yep. Light pollution. I'm pulling this back around because I think we've hit on some really good things. So what was the last part? The natural. When
So, which alters natural light and dark patterns, obscuring the night sky, wasting energy, harming wildlife, ecosystems, and human health. And then disrupting sleep and circadian rhythms.
So, we because this is just kind of what we do and what we've been doing, we look at these things that would be considered love and light stuff. And we are looking at our lives through that lens as well. And that's, I think, how we can do it, because we can call it love and light all we want and only assign it to New Age spirituality. But it is a way of life for people who need to do what you just said. I need to keep their who aren't prepared to look at shit and have it all fall apart and then have to rebuild it.
Right.
So what we're looking at are a series of and this can be any size of spectrum of dramatic, right, left, whatever. It doesn't even matter.
It's not about a party.
It's not about that at all.
No.
It's about whether or not, for these people, I think, because I've held on to some of that so desperately at times, we're light and loving our fucking selves in our own life, because we're doing so much light pollution to our own lives to make it okay. Yeah. To make it like that, if you want
to make it fit a script or a specific mold that you had expected, so you're going to try to make it fit into that thing.
Yeah. And if everything is flooded with light and there's no darkness to give it depth, right? Which takes me back to over the last year and a half or whatever. The one of the things that I've been working with was the idea that only take what you need if you're going through the desert, right? Like, you don't need shit that you don't need a parka. If it's not going to get really cold at night, you don't need a parka, right? Like, but just take the things that you need. But the idea is that if you can walk through the desert, and this comes from, I think, Kim Cran's, one of her decks of wisdom. But if you can know that you will taste water again, that allows you to not be focused on that But as you're walking through the desert provides, because of the amount of light, natural, the brights are brighter and the darks are darker.
Mm.
And so it kind of, through the desert, it takes away the gray area, right? There's maybe some shade, but like when you get underneath there a bit, it's darker.
Mm-hmm.
So it illuminates so many of these things that we don't, but in an artificial way of doing that,
Yeah.
we don't want to look. Part of the artificialness of light pollution is that we only shine the light on where we want to light it, not where we need to.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I've been thinking about how do I talk to my friends and people here about like privilege and whiteness. How do I talk to my friends about like the things that we would say, that I would say are not, I used to. That's not privilege. I've had to work for that. Well, but because you can work for it and attain it, and you probably could do it easier than me, people with darker skin, that's a privilege. And that's part of the system that is a challenge. And so I just don't, I'm not even sure how to begin, because until you, which I think is part of, I also pulled runes before we started, Wunyo and Raido. So Wunyo, a rune of light, and Raido, a horse, but with 8 legs. Until we go through it, until we interact with it, until we look at it, until we ride through the fire, we don't know. There's no way I can understand or even begin to accept that's a privilege,
Mm-hmm.
and that just yes. And so by getting rid of the light pollution in my life, the things that I'm blowing smoke up my own ass, the things that I'm telling myself that make it all light and lovey and fine, like we were talking about food prep, food storage, because growing up here, you had to have a 72-hour kit if you were Mormon.
At minimum.
At minimum.
Yeah.
Now
most people have 5 years.
Right. I was watching
and a bunker.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was watching a guy talk about it and saying that you need 3 to 6 months worth of food, because there have been more than one prediction come in about things getting tougher. And in fact, fucking Elon said it. Elon Musk said it in the campaign. Americans need to prepare for some hard times. And that was before he got shifted out a bit. So it's a privilege to be able to afford to buy the water and food to have on hand for 3 to 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Because let me fucking tell you, every time I go to the grocery store lately, we used to joke, right? Oh, I can't leave Walmart without spending $50. Mm-hmm. But now I'm like, no, it's not even, I can't even buy, I spend $100 or over, and it's not, I don't have that much to shop
5 items. Yeah.
And let me fucking tell you what I fucking realized the other day. So, because we have a Smith's now, I went to Smith's and I was like, I like it because I can go to get my Starbucks and then shop and then go home, right? Not 2 stops. Well, what I realized, so I'm like, gosh, I'm spending like a little bit more on certain things here at Smith's. I'm going to do Walmart like this one trip. I think those fuckers raised their prices too.
They did.
Yeah.
Do you know there's this whole thing like on shopping? Like they
flip a table.
So you know how they switched to digital
tags.
Price tags?
Yep.
So they've been running, there's like this whole thing about it, and it's, you can look it up or whatever, but they've actually been keeping track of what you've been spending and how much you're willing to pay for something. And it started out as somebody wanted to know, like for Instacart, the food delivery home,
Yeah.
and well, this person is willing to pay $4 a carton, but this person won't pay more than $2. So that's what you're paying. You're not paying, like me and you would not pay the same price
Through Instacart.
Yeah. And then the delivery drivers for that, this person accepts the $3, whatever. This person won't take less than 8 or 5. So we'll pay this person the 8 to deliver. This person will take the 3. Sometimes we'll bump it up to 4 to make them feel like they're getting, and they do it that way too. It's all this thing. And there's this whole thing about how it's the grocery stores. And because everybody bought into it when COVID hit, that, because of this and this and everything's at the ports and everything's shut down, that the prices raised. The prices never went back down.
Nope.
No.
Never.
Even though everything could come in, there's nothing out in the ports for 6 months to 8 years or whatever out there. Nothing went down. It was done by design. And you can say it's a conspiracy theory all you want, but it is not. There's been many, 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 many people that have, let's just see how far we can push.
Yep.
But how do you push back? How do you push back? You let your kids go without food? I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, there have been several videos. You and I spoke about this earlier. There have been several videos from people around the world saying, okay, Americans, you need to
strike.
Yeah, strike and stop it all. And if I've lost clients because
to your beliefs.
Well, yeah. And that was okay. Like I really got over speaking about it with this person because it was never a conversation. It was always them trying to convince me that Trump was fucking amazing and gay at heart. Whatever. Yeah. And so I'm okay with that. But what I'm seeing now, and I'm seeing it in several of the people, everyone in my salon that I work in, people are coming less frequently.
Mm-hmm.
People are not, not able, and they're thinking about how they're spending their money.
Mm-hmm.
I used to go to Starbucks once, sometimes twice a day. I now I went to Smith's because they had these little La Colombe peppermint mochas on clearance after the holidays for $1.50 a piece. I can have 2 of those a day and still spend half of what I would spend on one of those.
Right.
Today is a treat because I get to spend today with Debbie.
It's treat day.
Yep. And so, which is a privilege. Yep. And so, the concept is that you can say all you want to, that it's because of COVID, that it's because of tariffs, that it's because of these other things, but was it the president of Kroger still admitted to raising prices?
Yes.
Because he could, not because they needed to, but because he could.
Right.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
So we don't I have friends who say, I'm not going to support these companies because they openly, supported one candidate over another. What I would like is to be like, oh, you don't support the people who support you by buying your products.
Yeah.
So you can fuck right off.
Right.
So going back to these videos, why don't you guys stand up and strike or whatnot? I think that, and I'm not making an excuse, and maybe I am, but I've had people come here and they're like, okay, we have a week. I want to do the Grand Canyon in Las Vegas and Los Angeles and New York.
Yeah.
That's days of driving or fly. That's,
yeah,
it's not so close? No, it's not. So
you cannot go to 4 different countries in a day.
No,
here.
no. In Europe, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can do 4 different states by standing at the 4 corners.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a very different layout. So it's not as easily done. And I also think that, unfortunately, we're so filled with light pollution in ourselves, and because we reinforce that in other people, which is why it's important to find the people who kind of are doing the same work on themselves that you're doing. To get rid of that artificial light pollution. And it's not, we've been conditioned. We don't have a support structure that allows for us to do those type of things. And yeah, it's because we never thought we would need it.
Yeah.
We didn't, I didn't. I just kind of thought, well, I've lived in the South. I've seen and heard things that as an adult in the 21st century, I never thought I would hear. Especially because growing up here, almost everyone I knew was fucking white. So I don't have these experiences, but I'm gaining them, and I'm gaining an openness to this perspective. And I think what's happening in my brain right now is the part of me that's like, yeah, I need to be doing more, and I can do more. Why am I not? Which now, if I pause that and say, if we go back to not talking about our current climate, that same process is happening in me and in you. Well, why am I not doing more? Well, it's because I'm stuck in my pattern of behavior and in my pattern of what is safe and secure. And so I'm not making the changes in my life to give me the spiritual or change my life in that way. Those are the things that are keeping me from doing it in community as well. And in community, by that I mean fucking flying to Minnesota. I probably have a place to stay, but documenting what's happening, trying to get it out to people that I know to make a difference. Because even though we live in at one point it was the most heavily armed county in the US, even more than Texas, any of the Texas counties, most heavily armed, kind of purpley from the last election, but really rural and conservative. That what's happening there, if it's not stopped, will end up here because they're just taking, what was that term? To kill the movement, you cut the head off the snake, right? Like if you take out the big one, then it's easier to pick off the little insurrections or whatever you want to call them. The little incels, the little cells are easier to pick off. But I also think it was calculated that they went for Minnesota because it's walls.
Yeah, because why?
It's walls. Yeah. Like he was very popular in the election. If you can take that state down with him down, they will have. That's the win that the president keeps talking about with everything. And so going back to this, we kind of initially thought, let's talk about what are you doing, or how can you manage your own shit, like of what we're feeling in this time. And I think that's where there's no way to learn to figure out how to manage it if you don't even want to look at what you need to manage. So if we were to break it down for us, I'm managing guilt for not doing more. I don't even know if I'm managing them yet. Let's just identify the fuckers. I don't even know that I'm managing them, right? Because as I showed you earlier, the truffle shuffle is real. And do you know what that means? That means eating. And eating is a comfort thing for me. So guilt, because I know so many people in so many other places in this country who are my friends who are, if they would be gone, they would be killed, or put away somewhere that we can't find anybody, like the indigenous gentleman who still can't be found, I think, right?
There's a couple of them.
Yep, yeah. And so I'm managing guilt. And you can throw in any time what you're managing or looking at that needs managed. I think I'm also managing, because they've done a fucking good job of this. And this pisses me off. And I have been gaslit my whole fucking life. And so one of the things in my brain that's overriding me doing anything is that I can't trust myself to see what's happening because it's not right in front of me.
Well,
and the stories are made
but
up.
that's not an excuse. I mean, okay,
Yeah.
like you don't know. Nobody knows other than the people that are there,
Right.
seen it with their own two eyes,
Yep.
what the
Correct.
fuck is the truth
Yep.
and what the fuck is not.
Yep.
You don't know, because half of the people that get up on their podiums and say shit, like, it's utterly so fucking stupid and asinine.
Yeah.
Is that real? Like, this is the people that we put in positions of power, and they said what?
Yep. Yep.
What?
Yep.
Like, that goes against
Yep.
the Constitution.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But we're just going to overlook that and make excuses for that.
Yep.
Unconstitutional acts.
Yep.
Because I don't know why people are. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm managing fear. There's fear.
Yep.
There is disbelief, because I cannot fucking believe that after all the history lessons, everything we've learned, like, homeschooled or not, you know what happened in this country when people came across the ocean and that genocide. You know what happened in whatever world genocide. There was genocide. And so we're just going to accept repeating patterns in this day and age and call it that's not a pig, that's a sheep in a pig's cloak, or whatever. Like, it makes no sense. So there's fear. There's because you don't know. What are we going to live in? One of those freaking dystopian whatever. We don't know. There's there's some guilt. I don't feel totally guilty, but because I don't know what I can do to be changing. Like, I don't know, other than what we're doing right now. We're talking about it, right? We're getting the feelings out. We're getting whatever. I can't go against an agent and expect to win. You know what I mean? Like, we know what happens when that happens. You die. And so there's fear, the unknown, the uncertainty, the disbelief. There's absolute fucking heartache. Like, how do you do that? How do you make up justifications in your own head, in your brain? Like, granted, we're all going about life because we have to. You can't not just shut down, and you have to just continue, right? That happens with smaller personal things in life, like the death of somebody or whatever. You have to continue, right? Because, well, you don't have to, but it's unhealthy if you don't, I guess. I don't know.
Well,
But
you're not allowed to.
so if it was just me in this picture and it was just me and I didn't have the responsibility of kids and a family or whatever, there's a lot more I could be doing different.
Yeah.
But because it's not just me, I can't. Well, I could, but it would make me an asshole. It would make me a bigger asshole than the assholes we're talking about if I was just to write everything off and say, fuck it. And you know what I mean? So, yeah, you still have to have. And then when he was talking about the desert and walking through the desert and whatever. So on that show, the Quigley Down Under, they got left in the desert, right? And she's like, well, my grandpa always said, if you're stuck in the desert, you walk at night. If you walk during the light of day, you die.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you need to be walking at night, like exploring at night. Not only will it help you live, but it'll be less taxing and less energy. And so it's a must, not a want.
Yeah.
You have to.
You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Learning. We've never had. So what I like about what you just said is it's learning to function in that environment.
Mm-hmm.
We have no idea how to function in this environment.
Mm-mm.
And so it's learning. It's trying to figure out, like, how does this work? And a lot of times I think that it's anti to what we initially feel we should do, because it's, to me, so opposite of how my life had been before, to where, oh yes, the law enforcement and they're peacekeepers and they're here to protect us, and now I'm watching them not do that. So, but my initial reaction is because I do know people in law enforcement who I do trust and I do respect, and I think that they're good people.
Right.
Which then puts me into this other concept of, and what if, when the day comes, they're on the other side of that line from me, what will happen then?
Mm-hmm.
Because the reason I mentioned earlier, thinking about how do I talk about these things with people I know here, is that this is the other part, right? We're friends. We've been friends. We said, part of the code was to take a bullet for each other. So you'll take a bullet for me, but you won't stand up for my rights.
Right. There was, what's that? There's a bunch of sayings like that. Like, if you're in a relationship and your significant other says, oh, I'll die for you, but will you live for me?
Right.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. It's
I'll take a bullet. Oh, but will you be openly honest and unmasked around me?
Yeah.
Oh, can we be intimate without physical touch?
Yeah.
That kind of, so yeah. Like, yeah.
There was I wrote down on, not this book, but on my desk when, I can't remember where it came from, but vulnerability is a bridge. And I was like, oh, I kind of like that. So I just I keep moving it from one day to the next to kind of keep that in my head. But nope, it's not going up and down. Okay. One of the challenges I think is that when I listen to, we don't talk about this stuff very often. Mm-hmm. So how do you do it without making it how do you do it in the spirit of conversation and openness and exploration versus right or wrong?
You don't. There are certain people that you do not do that with. Yep. Not only because it's not going to be rough, but that's just like, meeting somebody for the first time, which I'm sure you've gotten a lot. Like, they sit in your chair and you're cutting their hair, and then they tell you about, like, oh, by the way, I'm having an affair on my boyfriend for the last 20 years and this and this and this. Oh, and it's the bishop's baby that I'm carrying right now. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And so there's you can't. And to make this perfectly clear, this is not about a side.
Mm-mm.
This is not about what your political beliefs are or are not. This is about human beings, somebody's child, somebody's parent, somebody's sister, brother, whatever, being hurt.
Yep.
And if, like, when people come after me and mine, I'm highly, you don't do that.
No.
But also, I can't sit by and watch when it's being done to others as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you talk. You don't talk about it, and you know what I mean, because it'll get you nowhere. And I don't think that you need to, because here's the thing. Here's what's. It's a fight, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Some of the stupid shit that I've seen people say to justify mistreatment of others, like, well, they had it coming. Wow. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. So you don't. You can't talk about it.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't. But then at the same time, you can't be like, I hate that fucker because of that. Because if you do that, you're just like the people that you do not agree with. You know what I mean? So you can't be like, well, fuck him because he believes that. Because if you do that, you're the same as them.
Yeah.
You're on the same, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they can have their beliefs and opinions, and that's fine. But when you physically harm or try to ruin somebody else's life, that's not okay.
Yep.
And it's been happening a lot, not even just in the like political climate or whatever. Like, I know a bunch of people in their jobs. Like, what the hell is going on with companies in America and stuff right now? Like, oh my God. And there's so much of it happening, and people are talking about it, but they're making more fun about it. Like, oh, this is me crying myself to work today. But it's like, it is so, and the gaslighting and stuff happening in those situations, you know? And so it's just, I don't know what the frustration is just out of control. I don't think we need to know how to talk about it. We just talk about it. There is certain groups and people that you don't talk about because you know it's not going to be received. Right. You don't need to be a fucking rocket scientist or a psychic to know that.
No.
So we're just not going to. Yep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's fine. And we don't have to all agree. But I wish what we could all agree upon is that if it was happening to you, would you still have the same opinion?
Yep.
If it was happening to your son, to your daughter, to your mother, brother, father, if it was happening to one of them, would you still have the same opinion? Well, but my parent, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Take everything out. If it was your kid and that shit was happening to, what would you feel the same about it? And that's what everybody needs to stop and ask themselves, and quit with all the fucking bullshit of sides and right and wrong. And I believe this and I believe this and my religion says this and my religion says that. And who fucking cares? If you can stand by and watch something like that happen and have no feels about it or feel that it was justified, then you're the problem.
Then your vibration needs to be changed.
Your vibration is not just fine. It's not just fine.
I agree completely with that. It is tough. I think for people to well, let's go here. Let's go here for a second. Our favorite movies, most Americans or most people, like, we love a good story. We love a good hero triumphing over a villain. Mm-hmm. Disney taught us that from the very fucking get-go, right? The Bible.
So I'm like, there were books way before Disney that started that shit.
Yep. And so I think we have to remember that, or maybe one way to help us, no matter what fucking side you're on, remember that it's about the story we tell ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been conditioned, we've been programmed, this is what we've seen our whole life. So whether or not you like it or not, it's what you're going to believe. And it's one of your filters. That if we can make someone a villain, it's okay.
Yeah.
Labeling someone a terrorist, well, after 9/11.
Yeah.
Terrorist.
Mm-hmm.
Are there things happening in the world that I don't agree with that are horrible? I don't know anything about Venezuela. I do know that some of the things about Iran are interesting. Like, I promise, and I told Iran, I don't have a good Trump accent or impersonation, but if they begin hurting their own citizens, we will come in there. We will rain hellfire.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
But meanwhile,
right? So
in the States.
Yep. Anytime you can make, I guess, here's the one thing. Stop. Like, if you can stop yourself and think, I don't really want to play this game anymore of hero villain, light, dark,
Right,
good, bad.
wrong.
Right, wrong. Like, that's where the tension comes from, the polarity of those things. Yes, gravity works that way in our solar system, but we don't need to do it. And in my book, which thank you is over on the shelf,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It says, I'm telling you what my point of view is in the first chapters of the book so that when you read it, you understand where I'm coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Why? I think if we asked everybody, or if everyone thought about that for themselves, like, where am I coming from when I say this? Am I doing it to make myself higher on the hierarchy totem pole? Am I doing it to make myself feel better? Am I doing it to
prove I'm right?
Yes, to prove I'm right. Like, because unfortunately, opinions, we look at opinions like we look at facts these days,
Mm-hmm.
how they used to look at facts. So, and it's okay to have one, and I think it's great, but we're not taught how to form them other than out of fear and out of needing to be the hero, so we then find someone who's our villain. Because no shit. So my dad's been sick. He has mono.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I said,
there's some nasty viruses going on right now. Like, my aunt was in the ER, and I did not expect you to say
no one
mono.
does. Yeah, no one does. It's weird. And so, he is getting cabin fever. So, we ordered at-home tests. So, he could take one, and I could take one, because it's a blood test. And, got them. He still tested positive. I tested negative. He tested positive, and for like the next day and a half, researched on the internet so much that he had convinced himself of certain things. And then as he presented them to me, I was like, oh yeah, I read that too. Yeah, that makes sense. But then he kept going with it to the point where he ended up providing facts that wrapped it back around and canceled everything else he just said to me. And I'm like, you should have just stopped. But the point I'm making is there's enough information on the internet that you can support any opinion and then say it's fact.
Yes.
So that also needs to be like a no. Going back to people around me, because I guess one of my biggest fears is always just not being accepted, but then also not just accepted, but then because I was picked on, persecuted.
Yes.
And whatnot. So if I allow people in around me, I have whether falsely or accurately, come to the conclusion that they are my friends and they will be of protection and we can, count on each other. My one thing is, and I've done it a couple of times over the years, I posted something on Facebook and someone I know, I don't use Facebook as friends, right? It's a business.
Yeah.
Someone comes on and comments and the sheer disappointment and betrayal that I feel when it's somebody who I thought I could count on is nuts to me. So having that moment of, oh, that's who they are. In the moment, not good or bad, just not somebody I know I can count on because of the way they're commenting.
Right.
Okay. I don't like going through that. And so part of me doesn't want to have discussions because then I don't know that I can handle finding out that I don't know that I don't know that I'm ready, but you have to be. I'm having a conversation with myself. I don't know that I'm ready, but you have to be. And I know that people who are more marginalized than me have gone through this. But the idea that having to find out that the people surrounding me, or the majority of them, not all of them, or half of them, or 75% of them, would at some point say that I brought it upon myself because I've had a dick in my mouth, that I left the church, that I have tattoos, and be okay with me being taken, killed, put into a concentration camp, or
Beaten.
Disappeared.
Yeah.
Because this is the gaslighting part. Well, they brought it upon themselves. You knew, we've showed you what's going to happen if you step out of line, and you decided to do that anyway. Yeah, because that's not the country we live in. We don't live in this, don't step out of line or we're going to kill you.
Right.
Fucking terror. No, I'm standing up for my rights, finally. So I think there's a population of people who've never stood up for themselves who are now like, are you going to now? Or no?
We're just gonna wait and see.
I thought about buying a gun. I thought about getting because they gave me a passport, which I was surprised. Because of my social media posts. But I also look like a little bit of a Nazi with all the tattoos of runes and shit. But I'm not. As you probably well know. And I'm wearing my Frogs Against Fascists shirt that is purple as well. Truffle. And I've thought about getting a gun and getting my concealed carry. I have, again, we live here, so I have plenty of people.
You don't have to have concealed anymore.
Oh, there you go.
Open carry.
Oh, I just thought because I was a white man, I could do whatever I wanted.
Well, you can.
I can't. Someone took me serious in the salon the other day because I keep saying it because I want people to I want you to hear it, and I want you to realize I want everyone to realize that it's true, and we keep doing it. But because I thought I might actually fucking need it at some point, and I've never thought that in my life until the last
year.
Yeah. Because after the election, and I went to Dairy Delight, and I had the little safety pin on my hat, and the blue when they did the blue bracelets and the safety pin, just so people know I can identify that you're safe. And I thought, because everyone knows about those now, and I'm in Dairy Delight, which I love very much, and I love those people, and they're great people, and I would never think that about the people who own that, but the other customers look at me sitting alone, have the safety pin, have the blue bracelets. If they know what those signify, oh fuck, because this isn't Matthew Shepard time in 1998, I think, where people are going to scream and cry for justice. There are too many people who think it's okay now, and it would be different.
Mm-hmm.
And if I know where all the mine shafts are, so do all those fuckers out here. And we know how to get rid of bodies and just make people disappear.
Yep.
So it's hard to be not depressed. But I think also like having that pressure, just like a diamond. Diamonds
Shut
are
up.
only formed
by nope. No.
By pressure.
We do not accept that at all. Like, oh yeah, so because you'll be so better off. You'll be a shiny diamond after all this. Fuck you. Fuck you. Did I say I wanted to be a fucking diamond? No, I fucking didn't. So don't force me into being something I don't want to be. I don't want the fucking pressure. I don't want to be a fucking diamond. Fuck you for putting that on me.
Have you heard that you can get people's ashes made into diamonds?
No.
Like cubic zirconia now, and then you can wear grandma on your finger.
Did you see the grandmas in the coffee table?
No.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll look it up. You have to look that up too.
No. Why the fuck would you want to do that?
I don't know. Because I haven't seen it yet. That's why I'm recommending
it's
you
not
do
okay.
it.
Not okay.
What
are we at? How many minutes?
1 hour and 11 minutes.
Okay, I'm done. I don't want to talk about this. Well, okay, we could talk about it forever, but there's no answer. There's no how to, right? There's no answer on if you do this, this will happen.
Yep.
There's no how to on this is how you manage, this is how you whatever. But I would sure hope to God the one thing is we all have people that we can connect with and rely on and shoulders to cry on or call and vent and get it out of your system. You do not hold it in and say love and light, this is it's for the best, or through all this pressure will come a diamond, and this is teaching me a lesson. No. This is all happening for a reason. And the reasons aren't to make you a better person in the long run. The reasons are God only knows at this point. Like, we can dumb it down to the very, and that just makes it even worse that it's still back to power and money. Like, okay, we're back to this again.
I really like that you framed it in terms of it's not the grand plan of the one supreme being to put us through this. It's because there are still people who think that money and power over people is the way to go.
My brain doesn't wrap around that either. Because have you ever been in management?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
It's
like, no, I don't want to power over anybody. I don't want to manage anybody. I don't want to be telling anybody what they can and can't do.
Yep.
It's fucking stressful and it's stupid.
Yep.
And I can't believe that after how many millennia have we been doing this?
Yep.
And we've all read about the history and blah, blah, blah. And everybody likes to say like, oh, well, if I was in that position, I would have done X, Y, and Z. There's no way I would have ever got caught up in that bullshit. There's no, okay. I said I was done, so I'm done. We could talk about it forever. But I don't know. I don't want to give it more, like, I don't believe that that's how you manifest, but I don't want to give it more power to. I think we just need to create our own little groups of people that we can, vent to, rely on.
Yep. It's about local community people.
And not make it about this one thing. Like, how can we come together more as a community and have more community-based things without... Okay, that's always going to be like looming over our head, but without making it the main focus. You know what I mean? I also think the more intent and focus you put on something, the more you exacerbate it. Kind of like the drug thing, right? So pot used to be a whole big thing, and people would go to jail, and people were getting arrested, and dealers and criminals and blah, blah, blah. Now it's legal.
Yep.
Do you hear about it being a problem anymore? No. So I think the more, I don't know how, the more you fight and give attention to something rather than just, the more it exacerbates it and fuels it. If that's, like a rumor mill, the more you sit and fucking talk about and gossip about one thing, the more power you give it.
Yeah. I think you said it. I think you, I had mentioned earlier that there were several astrological, ideas and concepts about the last time the planets were aligned similarly or trined or whatever. And you said, there's supposed to be a lot of friction.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what it is. It's like, I can look at this and I can hold it. But the minute I try to hold it, the sand and the water, like the sand goes out or the water, it goes out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not about not looking at it, but it's about not resisting it in terms of providing friction. We can look at it and we can not ignore it, but I don't have to
fuel it.
And I think that's where that comes in with the friction piece, that the friction you talked about earlier. I don't know if that was on here or if it was before, but I like that, that idea. And I think the stress, like focusing on it and stressing about it, is the friction, but just looking at it, and being able to like not separate yourself, but like pull back from it a little bit to look and actually see how the filters that you're looking at it through,
Mm-hmm.
is like self-mastery stuff that has and that's a every day of your fucking life, not just because of local or current social things, but and political things, but which is why I guess I wrote a book called Get Your Shit Together that's all just about, like, it's basic things about calming your shit down, understanding how to like get rid of excess energy, boundaries, like 70 something pages, no big fucking deal. I think those basics are what I've been asked by myself and whoever the else I work with and believe in, but right now is about foundations.
Mm-hmm.
And what are my processes, what are my habits that support me not freaking the fuck out,
Right.
that support me being calm, that support me being stable. That doesn't mean I can't be angry about what's happening. That just means I'm not actually going to be part of the problem. I'm of it, because I'm not putting that extra energy into it, like you just talked about. So those, I think, are, if you're looking for something, that's why I fucking wrote that book. It's a 6-week program that gives you a little checklist at the back. Did you ground today? Yes. Did you ground 3 times a day at some point? Yes, or whatever. But if you want something that you don't have to come up with because you don't have the time, effort, and energy, I like that book because that's why I wrote it.
Mm-hmm.
Was specifically for that. And I keep getting like going back to my roots, and that has nothing to do with white or Northern Europe. It goes back to what are the things that are holding me into the ground, so that when this storm comes, whatever you want to call it, whatever fucking metaphor you want to use, that I'm I'm held strong.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the basics that keep me aligned, or that, like, my practices of riding a horse that keep me on the horse, kind of thing, going back to the runes from before. But it's finding those things and actually taking the time every day to do those things.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes tough when we feel panicked and we feel swept up, but it's about making the time to do those.
Right. And you can't buy into all the panic and fear, because that makes you erratic.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you impulsive. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what they want. So there's also nothing changes if nothing changes.
Yep.
So obviously this is a point of a big change. So we can also look at it as, yeah, it's shaking the house, you know, so shit's going to shift and change. Which way, who the fuck knows? Let's hope it's not the way that it looks like it's going right now. Also, I had a friend a long time ago, not from this country, say to me, America is the only country that has not been wrecked by a war. And all these other countries that have like universal health care and have had some type of war to where they've had to start from the ground up to rebuild. America's so young that it's never had to do that. Mm-hmm. And I don't want it to come to that. You would think that we would be able to learn and not have to repeat patterns, but so hopefully that's the way it goes, and it'll shake the foundation enough to where, oh, so now that it's tore down to this, we can fix this crack and fix this crack, and then this will make it 100 times more solid, and we can build on that. So maybe that's what we should, when we look at the fear and we get overwhelmed, being like, but this could be a good thing. This could be shaking shit up to make the changes that need to happen, that have needed to happen for years and years and years and years.
Because these things, like they keep saying, these things have been here. Yeah. Fascism has been here. White supremacy has been here. And a lot of shit was founded on it. And capitalism and hierarchy and all that stuff. Not the hierarchy was founded here, but like all that stuff plays into it. And it's just now, this is the desert. We're seeing really dark things, clearly. And we're seeing really in this walking through the desert. And what are we going to do about them? And that's a macro level. On a micro level, what are the really dark things you're encountering? And are you going to look at them and work with them or not?
Dark doesn't mean bad.
Nope.
And maybe you should take a long walk in the dark.
Yep.
And see what comes up.
Yep.
Yeah. So there you go.
I liked it when you let see what comes up.
See.
Yeah. So
see in the dark.
See in the dark. So I liked it. Light pollution.
Yeah.
Light pollution.
Light pollution. I like how you really tried to tie that concept into You did.
I did, right?
Job.
I did okay.
Yes.
Because I'm like, I see like, so many things where this is happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, if you don't like my vibration,
go fuck yourself.
My vibration is just fine.